Hi guys. We're going to be moving on to lesson 21 today. And we only have a couple lessons left. So this will be our last week of Children of the Gold Rush. And next week we're going to start Harry Potter, which I'm super excited about. Today we're going to be focusing on character circumstances. Our vocabulary word today is treacherous. And the base word treacher means a deceiver, and a deceiver is something that has like a false appearance. It's not what it seems. And the suffix aux means it's to possess the qualities of. So treacherous is something like super super challenging to get through or overcome. So like climbing up the side of a mountain, or in this picture here, they're on a cliff. We've been learning that good readers gather evidence to support an inference. And remember, an inference is when you take background knowledge, also known as your schema, evidence from the text, to come up with your own thinking. Today I'm going to teach you that good readers pay attention to the characters' circumstances by focusing on their experiences. So we're going to be looking at the characters' experiences in the book. And we're going to be reading chapter 1 today. Today, we're going to think about the hardships these people faced during the time of the gold rush and how their hardships were eased. Okay, so let's look at some of the important words in that little blurb right there. So circumstances, those are the conditions of a setting or a situation you're in. So the circumstances in the gold rush, right, in the winters, they were cold, they didn't have a lot of food, their shelter wasn't very strong. So those were the circumstances they were in. Hardships are going to be major challenges in life that you have to overcome to survive. And eased, the word ease is to make something less severe or to make it better. So if you ease your mind, you're making the situation better in your head with your thoughts, and eased would just be past tense. So I'm going to read chapter 1, and then we're going to be creating a T chart. On the left-hand side, we're going to be looking at the hardships that they faced. And then on the right side, we're going to look about how those characters eased their mind and eased the situation of the hardships. And we're going to be reading about Crystal Brilliant Snow, and that's a person's name. So that's chapter 1. So Crystal Brilliant Snow fingered her gold nugget necklace as she stood in front of the pawn shop near Seattle docks. Her family was poor again, without a penny to their name. It was hard to believe that less than 2 years ago, in August 1898, they had possessed $80,000. They had just walked off the boat in Seattle with a half-dozen sheepskin sacks of gold from their claim on Bonzana Creek, one of the richest in the Klondike. Wealthy beyond their wildest dreams, they had stayed in elegant Stevens Hotel. Krister's father, George, was famous. George Snow can build and own a half-dozen theaters now, one Seattle paper reported. He had bought her fancy new clothes of lace, satin, and velvet. So that must be quite a hardship for Crystal to go from being extremely wealthy and living that lifestyle to no longer living that lifestyle. The Snow family had first come north to Juneau, Alaska in 1888 to entertain the miners. Since then, they had lived in every gold rush town in the north. When they arrived in Juneau, Crystal was only 3 and her brother, Monty, was 5. As tiny tots, the two sang for the miners, who showered them with gold nuggets. Perhaps the two children reminded the lonely men of their families back home. During every performance, Crystal wanted to snatch up the gold nuggets as they fell clattering onto the stage floor, but her mother insisted that they wait until the men had gone home before they collected their riches. So these two little kids were performers, and you can see Crystal and Monty, her and her brother, dancing there in those crazy costumes. And as they did that, they would throw gold nuggets at the children. This money helped Crystal's mother, Anna, support the family while her father was out prospecting. Remember, prospecting is mining. Even though her father was a talented actor and singer, he wanted gold most of all. So in April 1894, the family headed to 40 Mile in the Yukon, the first boomtown in the north. Crystal was only 10 when they climbed the treacherous Chilkoot Pass into gold country. They hiked for 2 weeks through deep snow. Crystal and Monty helped pull a sled with supplies, including a fold up organ, costumes, and makeup. But Crystal had to leave her favorite doll behind because her father said it was too heavy to carry. During the trip, Crystal and her family were caught in a spring snowstorm, kind of like we just had, right? They fired their cook stove and survived for 3 more days on crackers and tea. 2 days later, safely at the summit, Crystal joyfully looked out over the glaciers and sang one of her favorite songs. When the ice on the Yukon River broke up in June, they floated the 630 miles to 40 Mile. About 1,000 miners, shopkeepers, and traders lived there in log cabins. Many had native wives and children. Along with numerous saloons, the town boasted 2 large log trading posts. Crystal and Monty attended school at Bishop Bompass. Bishop Bompass's mission with the Athabascan Indian children and learned to speak their language. But after only a year, Crystal's father insisted that they move again when he heard of a new gold discovery near Circle City, 240 miles down the Yukon River. So it sounds like their dad really wants the gold and will do anything to get to the gold, including moving his family, uprooting them over and over again. There they built a 2-story log opera house for their performances. When temperatures reached 40 to 50 degrees below zero, too cold for her father and uncle to prospect for gold, the family produced such plays as Rip Van Winkle. Mr. Snow played Rip, the lazy husband, and Mrs. Snow played his nagging wife, while Monty was Rip's son, and Crystal his loyal daughter, Minnie. They even performed musicals such as The Mikado, and with Crystal and Monty as the 2 sisters, Petey Singh and Pete Bow. Crystal and Monty attended the new school at Circle City, where their teachers were Anna Folkhomer. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. I wanted to show you. So when it was too cold, they would perform in the opera house. And this is a advertisement for the theater. Ooh. Okay. Oh, and then here's their makeup. So I was wondering if you thought it was fair or not that the dad made Crystal leave her doll, her only toy, and take all of the stage equipment and stage makeup and costumes that she would wear to earn her family money. What do you think about that? Let's look at the T-chart. So the hardships the mothers had to support families while fathers were prospecting. Fathers missed their home and families. They risked their loved ones on the Chilkoot Pass, right? So that was Crystal, right? When they were moving up north. And the families moved a lot. And the families lost all of their riches from moving so much. Because when they were in Seattle, they didn't have that issue. They lived a very lavish life until they started moving. So to ease all of these hardships, to make them a little bit better, the family entertained each other, and entertainment eased the long, cold winters for each other and for the other people in the community. Some families did become rich from the gold, but a lot of them didn't. And pioneers wrote about their adventures so that we were able to read about them. Okay. So today and every day you read, I want you to pay attention to the characters' circumstances, okay, by focusing on their experiences. For your task today, I want you to comment on this post with a sentence using one of the new words you learned today. So it could be from any of the slides we had here, but remember we have treacherous, okay, and then we have some of these words here: circumstances, hardship, eased, okay, any of those words would be great. And then tomorrow is Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we'll have 3 more lessons, and then unfortunately we will be done with Children of the Gold Rush. When we get back to school, I think we'll look back at it just so you can see all of the illustrations and text features in here that we missed. But I'm super excited for Harry Potter. I've never gotten to teach Harry Potter before. So that's exciting. And you know what? When I was in 6th grade, that's when we learned Harry Potter. So we're really, really challenging ourselves. But I'm excited. I hope you have a good day. Don't forget to comment on this. Don't forget to hop onto Google Classroom and look at all of the assignments for this week. We do have more Zoom calls this week than we typically do, which I'm excited. So Wednesday, we're going to take a virtual field trip to Washington, D.C. So exciting. And on Thursday, we're going to play Math Jeopardy at 10. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. Let me know if you need help with anything. I miss you guys. I can't wait to see you.